USPS will now accept all inbound packages from China and Hong Kong. Previously, the U.S. Postal Service had suspended these parcels. Additionally, China has placed Google, Nvidia, Intel, Calvin Klein parent PVH, and Illumina on its unreliable entity list. Bloomberg also mentions that China is considering an investigation into Apple's App Store fees and practices. Meanwhile, a Panama court is being urged to cancel a Hong Kong firm's canal contract due to a Trump threat. The Panama Canal Authority, however, denies any changes to fee charges following a U.S. claim. Recently, U.S. government vessels have been allowed to sail the Panama Canal without fees, according to the U.S.
OpenAI's Sora filmmaking tool encounters opposition in Hollywood. Meta reorganizes its generative AI, Messenger, and Facebook divisions. ByteDance introduces OmniHuman, an AI capable of producing lifelike videos from a solitary photo.
Argentina is developing genetically modified polo ponies. Australian researchers have successfully created kangaroo embryos through IVF for the first time. The earliest known evidence of lead pollution has been discovered in ancient Greece.
Ampere reveals that streamers will allocate $95 billion to content in 2025, outpacing commercial broadcasters. Reuters is set to embark on a significant expansion in the Middle East. The NMPA initiates a comprehensive takedown of Spotify's podcasts, alleging infringement, and vows to continue until the platform resolves its podcast issues. In the United States, a lawsuit alleges that the University of California has discriminated against white and Asian individuals during Trump's DI crackdown. According to sources, the NFL plans to eliminate end racism messaging from the end zone before the Super Bowl. Additionally, Google has abandoned its diversity hiring objectives, citing Trump's DEI directives.
In the U.S., SEC plans to reduce its crypto enforcement activities. Taproot Wizard secures $30 million to enhance smart contracts on Bitcoin. White House crypto czar David Sachs emphasizes stablecoin legislation as the top priority, while Senator Bill Hagerty introduces the Genius Act to establish a stablecoin framework. Former Google engineer is charged in the U.S. with allegedly stealing AI secrets for Chinese firms. The EU establishes guidelines to prevent the misuse of AI by employers, websites, and law enforcement. Google retracts its commitment not to employ AI for weapons or surveillance. Apple introduces the Apple Invites app to facilitate party invitations, aiming to generate recurring revenue. Opera Air, a browser specifically crafted for stress management and enhancing focus, has been launched. An internal memo from Meta's CTO indicates that 2025 is a critical year for the company's XR ambitions. WHO indicates that the worldwide cancer burden is expanding, highlighting the increasing demand for services. Research suggests that COVID-19 is associated with a rise in biomarkers indicating abnormal brain proteins. Investigations connect marijuana use to enduring changes in the cortex and an increased risk of schizophrenia.
Volvo to deploy Wabi self-driving Gen AI to get more autonomous freight trucks on the road in 2025. Adobe claims that 69% admitted signing a contract without knowing all the details and announces Adobe AI Assistant for overview, summaries, and differences between versions. Google parent Alphabet plans to spend $75 billion this year as big tech goes all in on AI.
Carla Sofia Gaskin reportedly removed from the Emilia Perez Oscars campaign due to the reemergence of concerning posts. President Biden has joined a Hollywood talent agency that also represents the Obamas. Bandai's live-action Gundam film is set to have a theatrical release.
Thailand has reduced electricity supply to regions along the Myanmar border where scam operations are prevalent, amid increasing pressure from China. China is implementing stricter regulations to oversee the distribution of microdramas. The Chinese box office achieved a record-breaking $1.3 billion during the Lunar New Year, with IMAX also reaching new milestones.
Bloomberg states that over 20,000 federal workers have accepted Musk's buyout. Sources indicate the CIA is offering buyouts to its entire workforce to match Trump's priorities. NASA workers were instructed to drop everything, to remove mentions of indigenous people and women from its websites. It has been remarked as Musk demonstrating what real government censorship on social media entails. Zelensky urges Tucker Carlson to cease his admiration for Putin following Carlson's accusation of Zelensky as a dictator. Ukraine accepts Trump's proposal to exchange minerals for military aid. The EU and Moldova reach an agreement on an energy security plan to reduce Moldova's dependence on Russian energy.
U.S. Navy tests its powerful laser weapon capable of destroying warships and drones, with an astonishing photo capturing the moment. European Union permits the use of powdered insect larvae in bread and various other foods. Javier Milei commands Argentina's exit from the World Health Organization.
Treasury Department confirms Doge's payment data access is limited to read-only. DHS examines TSA's growing facial recognition program due to privacy issues. Trump administration working on an executive order to start the Department of Education's removal.
Trump advises Gazans to evacuate, stating the U.S. will assume control and reconstruct the area. He does not exclude the possibility of deploying U.S. troops to aid in rebuilding Gaza and envisions long-term U.S. ownership. Saudi Arabia quickly responds, asserting no diplomatic relations with Israel without the establishment of a Palestinian state. A pro-Trump Arab American organization renames itself following the president's remarks about Gaza's Riviera. Iran commends the U.S. for reducing foreign aid funding, anticipating a Trump message on nuclear negotiations. Greenland's parliament endorses a prohibition on foreign political donations as Trump pursues the island. Mexico's foreign minister declares that the country will not permit the U.S. to deport Mexicans to Guantanamo.
A viral image of Mars' surface featuring a square structure has sparked conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, Musk is planning to send astronauts. Temperatures at the North Pole are 20 degrees Celsius above average, surpassing the ice melting point. Researchers suggest that an ancient asteroid impact created 2 Grand Canyons on the Moon, with the Moon Grand Canyon forming in less than 10 minutes due to high-speed space rocks, according to a study.
Iran is reportedly creating plans for quicker and more basic weapons, according to the U.S. Analysts suggest that the American Iron Dome diminishes nuclear threats, but intensifies the arms race. Reuters indicates that satellite images reveal China constructing a massive fusion research facility, with analysts noting that China is building a colossal laser facility to achieve nearly limitless clean energy.
Hugging Face researchers are working on creating an open alternative to OpenAI's advanced deep research tool. OpenAI's deep research has achieved remarkable success by setting new records on the world's most challenging AI exam, leaving ChatGPT-o3 Mini and DeepSeek behind. The DeepSeek jailbreak has exposed its entire system prompt. Scientists have identified a third form of magnetism, which could potentially be the missing link in the pursuit of superconductivity. Google anticipates that commercial quantum computing applications will become available within the next 5 years. IBM asserts that it has secured $1 billion in cumulative quantum business. Consuming omega-3 fatty acids daily might aid in maintaining the youthfulness of human organs. Adolescents with a higher intake of ultra-processed foods tend to have lower academic performance. Research indicates that prolonged cannabis use interferes with essential brain functions.
NASCAR and Comcast collaborate to grant a point for the Xfinity fastest lap. Cristiano Ronaldo marks his 40th birthday and decides not to retire yet. Americans are anticipated to legally wager approximately $1.4 billion on the Super Bowl.
Researchers developed an accessible alternative to OpenAI's O1 reasoning model, named the S1, for a cost of less than $50. According to Nikkei, China's state-supported laboratories offer essential support to U.S.-sanctioned chip manufacturers. It is said that the New York Times has allocated $10.8 million to its ongoing legal dispute with OpenAI.
Trump tariffs reportedly surprised consumers with shipping fees from China reaching up to $50. Snap claims that the uncertainty surrounding TikTok has positively impacted its business. Robinhood has stopped the introduction of Super Bowl betting contracts following a request from the CFTC.
Spain plans to reduce the working week to 37.5 hours. Recent research indicates that Gen Z digital natives are eager for in-person events to foster connections and progress in their careers. OpenAI collaborates with the California State University system to integrate AI with 500,000 students and faculty, aiming to enhance higher education in the U.S. through the ChatGPT rollout at California State University.
Kazakhstan has made a significant public health decision by banning the sale of energy drinks to minors. In the United States, senators are progressing a bill that would prohibit children under the age of 13 from using social media. Meanwhile, Novo Nordisk remains optimistic despite the potential threat of Trump tariffs, as their sales of the weight loss jab continue to rise. It was reported 6 months ago that the use of drugs for weight loss is increasing among teens, with girls being the most frequent users. 2 years ago, Reuters highlighted that the maker of Wegovy and Ozempic is investing heavily in U.S. obesity doctors.
Kaspersky has identified a new Trojan designed to steal cryptocurrency, which is available on both the App Store and Google Play. Meanwhile, Chainalysis has indicated a 35% decrease in ransomware payments year over year, with less than half of the recorded incidents resulting in victims making payments. Additionally, a 7-zip zero-day vulnerability was exploited during Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. MicroStrategy has rebranded itself as Strategy, introducing a new logo and emphasizing its Bitcoin-centric identity. OpenAI has launched a new logo featuring an updated color scheme and typeface. Volkswagen is hinting at its upcoming €20,000 electric vehicle, with a show reveal scheduled for March 5th. Apple TV Plus introduces a new K-pop song competition series called K-Popped, featuring PSY and Megan Thee Stallion. Fox News brings on Lara Trump, the president's daughter-in-law, for a weekend program on the network. Warner Brothers is unexpectedly releasing lesser-known and delightful films on YouTube for free viewing. Germany's MERS cautions that the U.S. has transformed into no longer the America we used to know. According to Axios, Tesla experienced a decline in European sales in January following Musk's political disruptions there. Additionally, Axios notes that a PBS poll reveals significant support among Trump voters despite the GOP's efforts to defund PBS. Lastly, it is reported that in the U.S., Democrats are receiving numerous calls urging them to fight harder.
Wall Street Journal indicates that Trump is contemplating classifying migrants as potential risks for measles and tuberculosis. During Rubio's visit, Guatemala has consented to receive additional deportees, and the U.S. plans to confiscate Venezuelan president's plane located in the Dominican Republic. The Panama Canal Authority refutes allegations of altering fee structures following a U.S. assertion. The U.S. government claimed that its vessels can navigate the Panama Canal without incurring fees. Elon Musk allegedly faces a significant conflict of interest driving his efforts to dismantle USAID, as the agency invested $1 million in Musk's Starlink terminals over the past year. It has been noted that USAID, perceived as Musk's adversary, was examining Starlink's contracts in Ukraine. 3 days ago, it was reported that Musk claimed Donald Trump concurred with the need to shut down USAID. The White House stated that Musk will manage his own conflicts of interest. A House Democrat introduced a bill named after Musk, which aims to terminate federal contracts for special government employees.
Trump issues an executive order titled No Men in Women's Sports, stating that transgender athletes will be barred from the 2028 Olympic Games. The Milei government in Argentina plans to prohibit gender affirmation surgery and hormone treatment for individuals under the age of 18. In the United States, the women's soccer secures a $5 million settlement with a state regarding allegations of abuse.
AMD surpassed Intel, achieving a 13.5% increase in data center and AI revenue during the fourth quarter. Apple's M5 chip, designed with AI in mind, has begun mass production. Google adjusted its Super Bowl advertisement after it depicted its AI providing inaccurate information about Gouda cheese. Consuming one egg per week is associated with a 29% reduction in the risk of dying from heart disease. Researchers have achieved the goal of depriving cancer cells of nutrients by creating artificial fat cells that absorb the surrounding resources. A study proposes that an ancient section of the brain signals when to cease eating. Honda-Nissan merger faces major challenges as Nissan declines proposal. Toyota Motor experiences nearly 28% decline in third-quarter operating profit, falling short of expectations. Ford shares decline as company predicts slower growth and additional losses for electric vehicle division.
Justin Sun, who purchased Sotheby's $6 million banana, initiates legal action against mega collector David Geffen regarding a $78 million Giacometti sculpture. 4 years ago, Tron's founder, Justin Sun, had previously donated Giacometti's $78.4 million Lou Nez to the Apenft Foundation. Meanwhile, the British Council, amid a debt crisis, contemplates selling part of its art collection. Additionally, Knight Frank reports that Dubai's luxury residential market achieved a new milestone in 2024 with 435 home sales priced at $10 million or more.
In Google Ads update, landing pages that mislead users are now ranked lower. Mizuno USA acknowledges a data breach after a ransomware claim was made. Uganda arrests 9 finance officials in connection with a $16.87 million central bank hack. Bangladesh demonstrators set fire to the residence of the former Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina. Donald Trump Jr. is alleged to have discharged a firearm at a safeguarded rare duck in the Venice Lagoon. Nigel Farage dismisses a query regarding Donald Trump's strategy for Gaza, humorously mentioning casinos, nightlife very appealing to me. EA anticipates the next Battlefield installment will be available before April 2026. African gaming revenues have reached a new record of $1.8 billion. Marvel refutes claims of using AI for new Fantastic Four posters, which feature extra fingers and duplicate faces. Voldex has acquired a player base of 120 million from Brookhaven, positioning it as the largest developer in Roblox.
Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition, February 6, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more.